Hey, it's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here with Crannk again, and today I'm having a chat with guitarist Corey Lowery, who some of you may recognise from such bands as I Empire, Saint Asonia, Dark New Day, Stereo Mud, and more recently Seether, who are due to release their highly anticipated 8th studio album, Si Vis Pacem Bellum. Hopefully I didn't ruin
That's
that with
really
my
good.
Aussie lingo.
I love it.
Tomorrow,
With the lingo,
28th
yeah.
of August.
Si Vis Pacem Bellum.
Cool, man. Killer album. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man. We're super excited. The record comes out in 2 days now. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say a day and a half, but yeah, record comes out Friday, and we're doing this Sunday. We're doing a live stream.
Yeah, I seen that, dude. That's pretty cool. I shared it up on Crannk as well, and a few people look pretty interested, man. That looked really cool. What does that involve, like setting up for that live stream and things like that?
Well, listen, like, I mean, there's going to be some different tiers. I mean, and that people can purchase. On one of the tiers is for our crew members. Like without our crew, none of this stuff gets put together. It's incredible the jobs they do for us, and yeah, they live from paycheck to paycheck sometimes, and so we're definitely they set up a phenomenal. It's going to be a big production, and we've got crazy lights and the full thing going on. So it's we're really excited. It's been super cool to get together, just see each other. We haven't seen each other since the record, so it's for us to get together and play some music's been a big release for us.
Yeah, and that's really cool that you guys have acknowledged. I've seen a post as well. You're acknowledging the crew, and I've harped on it with like a whole heap of interviews during this COVID. But people don't realise that it's the crew that's actually feeling it really hard. The whole industry behind music.
For sure. I mean, look, these guys are they're family, to us. I mean, we know their family. I know their wives and their husbands and their kids, and through the years, I mean, you become super close. These are your friends, and they're, like I said, they're your family. And when this came down, and at this point, we should have been out on the road for about 3 months.
Yep.
We had the whole year booked out. And and it's not like, okay, we're not going on the road, so they can go to somewhere else. Nobody's on tour right now, so they're really stuck in a hard spot, man. So we thought, how can we help them? And we thought, let's add something. One of the tiers could be where people that do want to help some of our crew out can purchase for the live stream. Some of that will go to our crew. So
I think it's great.
And of course, we did and of course for the suicide awareness, there'll be another tier that goes to that. Rise Above Fest. We missed doing that this year. We did it last year, and it went super great, man. And Dr. Dan and Sean started that thing a long time ago, and it's just been growing and growing. So there's a tier for that as well.
Yeah, super great initiatives. I'll share the links again. I shared them the other day, and I'll share it with this article. So can I talk about you coming on board, Corey? Because you come on 2018, and I know you and Sean have been friends for a long time. It must have been, can you tell me about that whole experience of you coming on board and joining your good friends with Seether and coming in like this? Because this is really cool.
Yeah, man. When they had a guitar player that quit, and when I came out, we did some shows, and initially my brother was filling in while they were looking, and Seven Us was off at that particular time. Seven Us was getting ready to go back to the studio, do their record, and so I came out. And when I came out, man, I'm like, man, we were playing these shows, and I was just feeling it. I mean, this felt like home. And I was like, damn, this is where I should be at. And then when he asked me, he said, dude, do you want to be the guitar player for Seether? I mean, I said, absolutely, absolutely. Let me, so, I severed any of the ties I had with Saint Asonia, and they Adam found his cousin to play bass, which, you know, you want to leave something, you know, you don't want to mess anything up for karma's sake, you know. So so they were going to be okay, and man, I've had a blast. These guys have been like family to me, like you said, for a lot of years anyway. So it wasn't like getting to know somebody, but what it has been is getting to know somebody more, like for musical, the musical side of the fence of it has just been incredible to watch. You know, I always thought that Sean was a phenomenal songwriter, and was one of those singers that really could express themselves. It had that sincerity type of tone to him. And that was, you know, for me, it was just important to be with a real band, not a, you know, a band that just pretends to be this or that, or playing to tape or any of that kind of stuff. You know, it's a rebellion art form. So the realness has got to be there. And, you know, Sean, Dell, and Johnny have always been very real guys. And to be able to play with them musically is just phenomenal now. It's a true honor.
Yeah, and to be able to create with your good friends, and to be able to come in with this album and, you know, really, you know, create an amazing album and push forward as well creatively must be. Can you tell me a little bit about the pre-production process and that process of making this?
Well, like, I joined the band with the Poison of Paris tour.
Yeah.
And we did that run for about a year and a half, and then we took a little time off, just weekend warrior stuff. But Sean basically locked himself up for about 10 months, and, you know, wrote probably 50 songs, man. And he started sending a ton of demos to us. And I mean, the creative process, man, even as a songwriter, I'm like, why would I mess with that? You know, like,
Yep.
it sounds good. There's no ego. Why do you need to, I wouldn't, you know, he doesn't need help writing songs, you know. I mean, it's just, and it did so well on the Poison Paris tour. I remember when he first sent me that record, my family and I were listening to it, and I was just like, oh my God, we were all jamming to it. And I called him, and I was real happy that he was able to produce that record as well. Not only write it, but produce it. And so when this record came to be, man, you know, it's like he got to produce it and write it again. And I was just, man, I was using the music, and I can't wait to jam on it. So, so everybody really came prepared for the studio. Johnny and came in slamming the drums. Dell with his, you know, awesome groove bass, you know, like Dell's got a certain swagger about his playing I love, you know. It's just, there's a certain groove to it that just, you know, I don't think it's very, no one's able to copy it. It's just, sounds like Dell. I know it as second I hear it. And Matt Hyde engineered it, and I assistant engineered, and it was Sean's always played guitar on all the Seether songs and or Seether records, and it was such a big honor for him to trust me like that. You know, it takes a lot of trust for someone to say, man, you got it, and to let that person do it, you know. And so it was an amazing time. We all stayed at his house. We're at his house right now, actually, preparing for the live show.
Yeah.
But we, you know, we cooked dinner together at nighttime from the studio, and then we would go to the studio. You know, it was the whole experience was amazing. You know, everybody knew their stuff, and I think that's what helped really express. Each song had its own, you know, vibe, you know, its own vibe, and everybody just knew the stuff inside and out. So
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It's an absolutely great album. I've got to have a sneaky listen to it. I was up early yesterday morning at like 5 a.m. for some silly reason, prepping for something. But I got up and I cranking Dead and Done, man, at 5 a.m. in the morning. That
Nice.
cracking track.
Nice,
Initially, when
dude.
that
I
hits you,
love that
dude.
track.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm telling you right now that we jammed that the other day at rehearsal. I'm like, holy shit, this is gonna be awesome. Yeah.
Such a great track, man. And Corey, as you're talking about his vocals, he has such a versatility, and to his vocals. He can do those heavies like in Dead and Done, and you know that Dangerous acoustic track was great. I'm just loving everything that on this album. I love Seether, have been for so many years, but this album is bloody unreal, man. It's going to cater to a lot of the fans, and it hits a lot of the points of Seether, man. It's really good.
Thank you so much, man. We're so, like, you know, we can't be any more excited. We're right now. Thank God for guys like you allowing us to do some of these interviews and try to get the word out in these crazy times. And you know, the album title, you know, it means Si Vis Pacem, Bellum means if you want peace, prepare for war. And I think it just goes with the times, you know, of what all is happening, and we hope that people can listen to this record and have that release that, you know, we all desperately need. We needed when we played it the other, you know, when we did it in the studio and even getting together and rehearsing. I mean, just to have that release is so important. It heals you. I think all of us, you know, all of us play to heal ourselves a little bit, you know, and I think that people, you know, they listen to this music and they need music in their lives. And I think after all this is said and done, you know, we'll look back and go, wow, man, we'll never live without the music again, you know, live shows ever again.
Yeah, well, music's the one thing that's helped get me through this stage at the moment. You know, the last few months, talking to bands like yourself, having connections, and just immersing myself in great albums like Si Vis Pacem Parabellum from Seether, man. It's been, you know, about all I've had time to do, man.
Awesome, man. I'm so glad you got to hear Dead and Done.
Yeah, I
That's
love the
awesome.
whole album, man. I want to talk about the animated clips you got going, because Beg, man, I watched Beg and I watched the first couple of seconds, and then the way it turns the tables on that guy, man. It's a cool clip, eh? And a track.
Yeah, man. You know, like, well, because we couldn't really get together and do a video at the time. So, you know, so Sean found this animator, and he, you know, just does great fucking work, and sent him a script of what, you know, what the song was about and stuff like that. Like the song with Beg, had read something about a girl being abducted, and and which goes, it still happens, you know, this, the child trafficking, stuff like that, and it's just disgusting. And then, so what if, but within that video, what if the girl could turn the tables a little bit and
Yep.
get her revenge, and with a little bit of torture, I guess. And you know, it says, I thought it went really well with the song. It's, you know, super cool, and you know, you don't get really, if we did a live video, you wouldn't be able to kind of express some of those crazy things. So
Yeah, it came out really well. The
to be
acoustic.
able to do something like that.
It did. It came out really well. That acoustic track that you and Sean done together for Dangerous was really cool as well, Corey.
Yeah, man, that was like, it was, he texted me, you know, hey, can you come up and let's knock this track out, you know, because we, you know, we wanted to get people out there. We want people to, you know, we got a new record coming out. How can we support it? And, you know, so it was like, yeah, absolutely, man. And I'm only 3 hours from him. I'm just south of him from I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and he's in Nashville, Tennessee. So it's only 3 hours. And so I drove up, and man, it was so good to see him. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you know, there's my bandmate, you know, my best buddy, you know. It's like, damn, you know, and to be able to play a little bit together. And then, you know, it made me really excited about this one, you know, the live jam we're about to do. But yeah, it's just, you know, just, we're in crazy times, you know. Has gone through so many different emotions of ups and downs, and you know, and you know, trying to figure it all out. And you know, so to put any type of positive thing out there to the universe is what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and bands like yourself, you would have had this whole album release set around playing live as well, because see, there's such a huge live audience. I was chatting to Craigan from Heathen as well, and he said Heathen had the same idea, that had their whole year mapped out pretty well for this album. So it would have been like fuck, what do we
Yeah,
do now?
absolutely. You know, I mean, we were just over there, what, a year ago?
Yep.
Like maybe a little bit more than a year. And we, you know, for us to get over to Australia, you know, we had such a good time there, and you know, and it's like, man, now new records. So you know, of course, you know, you guys were definitely within the schedule. You know, we got to hit it there also. You know, so and we'll get back over there. We can't wait to get back over there to see everybody and grow it. You know, we want to. We love it over there, and you know, you guys have been hit with some hard stuff, man. Gosh, man, can you catch a break, man?
Yeah, man, that's the world, though. You just got to roll with the punches, and like you're saying, keep looking at the positive. I like the way you guys have kept connected, though. I watched that CrossFit video you did, and you had your daughter there. I'm a father of 3 daughters, so I had a nice smile. I'm like, that's really cool that you could bring your daughter along with that. And then you had Dale doing the cooking. Sean was doing the live acoustic sets as well. And then you had John doing the drums. And I loved watching that he done the drumming with his son as well, which was really cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, we wanted to show a little bit of, you know, what's life like outside of Seether for everyone, you know. And I mean, everybody kind of got to pick what they wanted to do, and where I'm at, you know, my little gym, you know, you know, I had to support them, you know, like they're close. We're a close group of people in the CrossFit, and I have a jiu-jitsu gym that's right beside my CrossFit gym.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, my daughter and I, it's something we share, and you know, she's just getting out of jiu-jitsu class today.
Good. I love
And look
jiu-jitsu.
where we're at. I feel comfortable with it. You know, like there's some hot spots where this disease of corona's, you know, maybe scarier than where I'm at. But right now, I just like, you know, I feel like it's everybody's got to do what they feel comfortable with, and don't judge people for what they want to do or don't do. You know, a lot of judgments going down. I think everybody should turn that down a little bit and realize that, you know, that both the gyms that I go to, it's just a small group of people that are allowed to go. That's it for right now. And we're the ones that are allowing those businesses to stay open.
I totally agree with you, I totally agree with you. I think we need to take the politics out of everything at the moment. Just get through everything, and just get through this, you know. And you do have to support these businesses. Exercise and, you know, jiu-jitsu, CrossFit, all that, and music and all this is integral to mental health as well, which is, you know, the numbers through
without it, man, I just, you know, we're not, I'm not, you know, we're not able to play live shows right now to get all that stuff out of me, you know, like it doesn't go well when I don't have that release, you know, like so the jiu-jitsu and CrossFit, I gotta have that in my life. It's healthier for me, you know, to do those type of things than to sit at home and barricade myself in. I mean, and we did that in the beginning, you know, when we didn't know what all was going on and what was what, you know. I mean, I wanted to be uber safe, and, you know, we stayed inside for, you know, 2 months. And
Yep, I did that too. I did
and,
that as well.
and then you're like, and then I'm, you know, I'm texting with my gym guys and my CrossFit and jiu-jitsu professor. He's like, man, you know, we're really worried about my business. I'm like, well, listen, I will continue to support, you know, maybe there's a small group of us that can still go to keep you up and running to get you through this. So, you know, and so me and my daughter, we, you know, it's still something fun for both of us to do and talk about, and it keeps her mind going as well. It's important, you know, you got 3 daughters, you know.
Yep.
You got to keep
exactly
their mind
what it's
going
like.
or it goes crazy, you know.
That's it, growing. We're going to sign out here, mate. I'm going to have to let you go so you can go about your day. Before I do, though, Corey, this has been an absolute pleasure. I want to thank you, man. This has been really cool. Last words, shout outs, or thank yous, man.
Man, just, you know, we're thinking about everybody. We want everybody to get through all this stuff safely. We're super excited to be able to share some of the music we've been working so hard on. That comes out Friday and Sunday. If you can, check out the live stream. We'll be jamming for you. We're going to play 4 new songs, and of course do some of the good old favorites. And we're just going to have some fun, man. let's share the time that we can together, at least like this. So
I'm looking forward to it. I'll be tuning in as well, and I'll put in links for everyone to check it out. Everyone, go along and grab this album, crank it loud, join into the live stream. Corey, thank you very much, mate. Hopefully see you down under when all this is over. Stay safe and talk soon.
absolutely, man. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see
Cheers,
you soon.
mate. Legend.
Cheers.
Bye.